Okay, Honey and Vinegar Podcast, episode 2. Got through the first one. It was a struggle.
Did it? It was a struggle for you, maybe. I mean, I just talk, and then I leave, and then you and someone else does a whole bunch of work, and it's just really easy. You should try my side.
The editing was rough. She also had to draw up the logo. But anyone listening, this is the Honey and Vinegar Podcast. We are not an Always Sunny podcast. We are Always Sunny fans doing a political podcast.
That's correct. Yes,
Mostly political.
We love Always Sunny, and if we could, we would be an Always Sunny podcast. But they already have that, and it's by the creators. Yeah, so it doesn't work. So we decided to just reference it, and then be political, because that's what we usually talk about when it's just me and you.
That's correct. So. My name's Vic. My co-host, Hugh.
Yes, Hugh.
Right, getting right into it. What are we discussing first?
Well, it's the big headline right now. Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, obviously. That's huge right now.
It's huge. And, I think we can both agree that gun violence is an awful epidemic in the United States.
Absolutely. No matter who it's being done to, that's not a good thing. And in this country, it is a wild problem.
Right. Nobody should ever be killed for speaking.
Right. As they say, disagreement is good. Disagreement leads to dialogue. And if you shoot someone for disagreeing with you, even if their beliefs are, in your opinion, hateful and horrible, which many of them were, that's just not the route. That's not the path. That's not the way forward. Charlie Kirk himself,
100%.
Charlie Kirk said that empathy was a bad thing. He said that gun violence victims shouldn't control the narrative of empathy. But I certainly disagree with him in this case, because I absolutely empathize with his family first and foremost, and his daughter most of all. This is a little girl who may have seen her father shot in the throat just for his beliefs. And I hope to God she didn't see, but she may have.
Yeah, and it's gruesome. It's horrific. It's horrible. And there's no nonsense things we could do to help prevent gun violence, but this is another level of maliciousness that we don't often. Well, I guess we see it pretty regularly, actually. But
yeah, I think the number is 47 school shootings this year alone.
Oh, it's obscene,
including on the day Charlie Kirk was fucking murdered.
Right. Yeah. Three children, I believe, or 3 kids, 3 college students. I don't know exactly the details on that, but 3 young people, I believe, were killed as well. Yeah. I don't know their names because they're not in the headlines.
Yeah, exactly.
We can sit here and talk about our sympathies for these people, but really what we just should be talking about is no nonsense things that people could do to just help prevent this. I mean, obviously, close loopholes. That is an easy one. Why is a loophole implies that you're going around the law, going through it, going under it, going over it. It doesn't matter. There shouldn't be loopholes.
That's crazy.
Right. We could prevent all people who have ever been convicted of a domestic violence charge, which would drastically reduce things like police killings. Oh. Right. And I'm not saying that the police did it. I'm saying less police would die if we didn't allow people with domestic violence charges.
But that's the easiest
to have. These are just if you heard it, if anybody heard it, they'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. I don't really know anybody who wouldn't agree with that. Maybe I have people that I know that have domestic violence charges and be like, no, I don't think so. And I'm like, well,
if you were the type of person capable of physically harming someone you claim to love, then you are the type of person who has no business owning a weapon of any sort.
Right.
But certainly not a gun. Because it is way too easy to put the 2 pounds of pressure on that trigger, and then someone's life is done.
And I think me and you even have kind of differing views on firearms in general.
You're a little bit more. More about restricting firearms than you.
Sure, I'm all for doing it in a responsible way. Again, no nonsense things. I don't know that we need to own everything in the world that the government owns, or we don't need automatic weapons.
Right.
I think after think it was Bill Clinton who made automatic weapons like a certain class of felony. The deaths from those like dropped drastically.
And went back up when that was reversed. We have evidence that it would work. People always try to claim like, well, the criminals are going to find a way to get a gun, but we have evidence. We already did it. We did it, and it worked.
It does work. It has worked, and it will work again.
Yeah, it's worked in other countries. It's worked in this country. But, obviously, that's a subject, I think, for another time. I definitely...
Yeah, no. It's just tied to this whole ordeal, this whole terrible thing that has happened.
Yeah.
And there's like this divisiveness around it. Not only, just whether you're pro-guns or anti-guns or whatever, there's a divisive, like, oh, this is just the Democrats did it, or, it's the liberals. This is how the liberals do things. Like, okay,
yeah. There was a man online who said, political violence is 99% liberals. And it's like, well, that's just not true, though.
Statistically not true, yeah.
Like, the government's websites show that not only has right-wing extreme violence been way more prevalent, but also has resulted in far more death than left-wing political violence, which both are bad, just so we're clear, but it's just a straight-up lie to claim that 90% or even 50% are done by
what's that old
extremes.
adage is 90% of statistics are made up?
Yeah, exactly.
Which is probably a made-up statistic on its own. But just kind of proving the point of it. But,
right.
it's just absurd that, right away, as soon as it happened, within hours, we have the President of the United States calling for basically the dismantling of the opposition party.
Mm-hmm.
Just basically wanting to blame this directly somehow on Democrats. Now, I think we covered it last time, I don't really feel like a Democrat. I feel like, a liberal, socialist, Marxist cuck or something. I don't know. Something, a beta, something.
I'm certainly more liberal than many Democrats.
Yeah. I have some conservative views, maybe? I don't know. Or maybe it's just the guns, as I'm like, okay, well, when the government starts to get weird, maybe we should have guns. Maybe everybody should.
Yeah.
The Cold War factor. But I don't really think that's a great way to go about it either, so...
Well, and what kills me is, Charlie Kirk was not a politician in any way, shape, or form. Held no position. But we did have an actual politician, Melissa Hortman, get assassinated.
Right.
Where was these calls then?
Right.
When it was a Democrat who's an actual member of the House that gets killed, and her husband, where was the calls? Where was the calls for putting the flags at half-mast for longer than they had planned for September 11th, for Christ's sake?
There wasn't even a word from the president about it. They just completely ignored it in that administration.
Right.
Like it was nothing.
The biggest news of this year so far. It should have been way bigger than Charlie Kirk's death. Again, not a politician.
And again, a right-wing conservative person who perpetrated those things. So again, that if the actual statistics, according to the current FBI, or Department of Justice in general, are staggering. In the opposite of what people are saying online. Right. So you can just look it up to what the current government is saying in this moment.
I mean, it's just on common sense shit. First of all, you think Democrats are doing more gun violence. Okay, well, just answer the question, who owns more guns? If you ask, Democrats, Republicans own more guns. Every person, including Republicans, are going to obviously and proudly say that they own more guns, which is true, because it just is. You look at states, what percentage of the state owns the guns? Right, owns guns. What percentage of the population? The more red, the more percent. The less red, the less the percent. California, it's at like 20% versus Texas or Oklahoma. So it's just it's willfully ignorant to try and claim that, because that's what it is. Oh yeah, and it's weaponizing ignorance as well. Because like I've said many a times, for some reason, if Donald Trump says a statement, there's like 30% of this country that just automatically will believe it, even if it contradicts a statement he's said before. They'll believe both of those things somehow. And by the way, biggest news story ever, sure. Well, not ever, but of the week. But it's not going to make us stop forgetting about the Epstein files, about the things you're not releasing about it, no matter what happens.
What was it just today? The Republicans voted down.
I believe it was yesterday, but yes.
Was it yesterday? Okay,
Yeah.
okay, yesterday. Voted down the releasing of the Epstein files
And
by a slim margin.
The special counsel that was put on it, which had 9 Republicans and 4 Democrats, because but all 9 Republicans said, "No, we're not going to release it." So it's been voted down in the House by Republicans, and it was voted down in the special committee by Republicans.
Right.
The Democrats want it released; the Republicans don't. That should tell you something if you have any common sense whatsoever. What was his name? I've talked about it with you before, but the acting deputy chief, his name is Joseph Schnitt, thinks he's on a date, but he's actually on a date with a person who's undercover, and she catches him saying that they will redact every Republican from the Epstein client list if it's released. Every single one.
Right.
And they will only have Democrats and liberal names on the list. That's the acting deputy chief of the Department of Justice.
Yeah. I mean, that's current justice. Like, just what you want. Everything you want and nothing you don't. It's the fucking... It's wild that they can just do that. They can get caught red-handed, and then people are like, nah, that's just gotcha journalism. That's what journalism is, by the way. It's gotcha.
Right.
Everything in journalism that's been a hard-hitting story is gotcha.
When they
want to get people doing terrible things. Yeah, they got him because they were journalists, and that's what journalists do. It's
says, oh, well, he doesn't know the inner workings of what the Department of Justice is doing. He's just saying that based off of what he's seen in the media. And it's like, okay, well, let's say for a second that that's true, which it definitely isn't, but let's pretend. Is it not a problem that the acting deputy chief of the Department of Justice doesn't know what's happening in the Department of Justice? That seems like a problem. That seems like something that shouldn't be happening, because it isn't. Because obviously he knows, and obviously he's saying what is likely true. I think even last week's episode, I said that they would do that.
Right.
Of course they will. Because they can do whatever they want. What's clicking over there?
That's... Sorry. Nothing. Don't worry about it.
I'm sure that Donald Trump is thrilled by the news of Charlie Kirk getting shot, because he is desperate for people to talk about anything that isn't the Epstein list or his health. And I'm not going to not do that. I'm going to talk about both of those things.
It's so crazy too how they up until this happened, it's just their handling keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Of the, like, Mike Johnson coming out and like, oh, Trump was an FBI informant, and then like the next day, no, he would have had to been there, but he was never there, so so you just lied. Like, what?
No, he misspoke. Don't you understand?
Right.
He
accident. What I had meant to say is Trump wasn't an FBI informant because he was never there, so he had nothing to inform. I just misspoke, and I said the wrong words in the wrong order and missed some words.
He oopsied a lie. It wasn't on purpose. And that phrase "misspoke" is used so much to cover their blatant and provable lies that it's just crazy.
Well,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, they're on a whole news cycle too, where if that's all the news you're getting is from, Newsmax or Fox News or whatever, all you're going to hear is exactly what they want now. Oh yeah. Exactly what feeds into their little agenda, because they've created a little bubble for themselves. Because that's what everybody's doing now. We're, if you watch MSNBC or CNN, you're just in a bubble of your own little news, and it's hard to find things. I'm constantly fact checking, and I'm trying to fact check from different things. Yeah. It's just to talk to somebody on the internet for a second, because they're just throwing out wild facts, and it's not a fact. You're just throwing out wild accusations, and it's lies because it seems credible because it's on TV. The guy on TV said it,
even though they had to argue in court that they aren't news. They said that about.
Didn't they pay $750 million or something in that?
They made a lot of money. I'm not sure exactly.
It was an obscene amount of yeah.
And talk about them being outrageously bad at the cover-up, or whatever you want to call with this. In a time where the president is being accused of being a pedophile, why would you move money away from investigations into child exploitation and human trafficking to focus on resources to go after immigrants. You would think maybe that's a bad decision. Maybe we could pull it from anywhere else besides.
Yeah.
You want people to stop talking about it. That's not the route to go.
I was talking to somebody about this the other day, actually. It's funny you're bringing that up. It's like there's not one media professional working for them that they'll listen to. They might have them on the books or something, but there's not one voice in the room like, just shut the fuck up. Just shut up for a second. Shut up. Shut up. Don't say don't do that. That'll look bad. That's bad optics. Don't, just keep things the way they are. Don't do that.
It's ego.
Well, yeah, because if there was a real professional in the room, his ego can't take being told shut up.
Right.
Or stop. That's wrong. Don't do that.
What you're doing is stupid.
Right.
It looks bad. It makes you look bad. It makes your administration look bad. No.
Yeah.
Everyone in the room has to say you are doing everything perfectly. Hell, his own freaking spiritual guide or whatever the hell she is said saying no to Trump is the equivalent of saying no to God himself. That's somebody
wild.
who gets paid to be religious.
That is
not
wild.
Where we should be as a country.
That's if that's what you believe as a Christian person, that's wild. That's like some Antichrist shit.
Yeah.
And I don't believe in the Antichrist. I just it's just that's what like I remember hearing about that stuff as a kid and thinking like, oh, that's terrifying. But no, that's wild.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's the kind of people he surrounds himself with, right?
Right.
She wouldn't be his spiritual guide or whatever the hell she calls herself if she didn't say things like that. Not necessarily believe them. She might believe them. She probably doesn't because she's getting paid by him. And he will only pay you, may pay you, he stiffs a lot of people, but he will only pay you if you are a sycophant, if you are a believer, not somebody who trusts or wants what he's doing, but truly believes in him as if he was a spiritual, person. He's not, but he would love to be seen as Christ by people, and sadly, a lot of people do.
It's so weird to me, this, because I was raised in a very conservative Christian way until I moved to a certain location, and that was no longer my life. Now, it was also very heavily sided with, like teachings of Jesus, who's generally kind of cool.
Sure.
Just like, hey, love your neighbor and, care about people who are different and be nice. Love each other. Sorry. But it's so strange to see it like reversed on its head, people claiming to be Christians, but also saying that empathy is bad.
It's bad. That's crazy. Or a new age term. Like, what? Empathy's been around forever, man.
Empathy is just a natural thing for humanity.
It's why if I say the word yawn enough times, you're probably going to yawn. It is a natural human response. You empathize with anybody you see get hurt or, see going through stuff. If you see somebody crying, it makes you feel bad.
Right.
It's not new age. It's certainly not dangerous. It's one of the least dangerous things in the world.
Yeah, no, the world, if everybody had empathy for everybody else, I don't think there would be any issues. Like, we would all be like, well, maybe they deserve some food. Yeah. Maybe they deserve not to get killed. Well, we don't want to do that to them because, they're right there, and I don't want to see them go through that. Like, there would be no more. It's the absurdity of the empathy is the boogeyman all of a sudden of Western civilization. And you have, like, very influential people saying these things, including the late Charlie Kirk.
Right.
And it's just such a wild thing to hear Christians talk about that. Because even up till a few years ago, when one of my family members was like, well, the Christians and the rich are donating more to charity than the liberals are, and it's like, okay, but what do those charities do? Like, are they doing anything for anybody? And then to see it like, okay, but so they're showing empathy. Is that bad now?
Right.
Should they not be donating to these charities anymore?
No, empathy's bad when it's empathizing for somebody who's being oppressed because of their sexuality or gender. Empathy is good when you're giving money to get heaven points.
Right, heaven point, yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's wild.
Well, I saying heaven points. How long ago was it? And I know this was one of the things we talked about bringing up, but it was what, a week ago, 2 weeks ago. No, I think 2 weeks ago. Trump talking about needing to do some good things to earn his way into heaven because he hears he's not doing so good there. And it's like, that's such a strange statement for somebody to say.
Yes, it is. It makes me think like maybe there's a shred of like decency in there hiding somewhere.
That's fear. If he does believe in heaven and hell, that's fear. He knows he's done things to earn himself a spot in hell, if it exists.
Well,
and
the kid inside me, which is terrible to say, like the Christian upbringing that I was raised with, there's like a little bit of me that's like, I hope there's a hell, just so these motherfuckers can go there,
right,
and reap reap what they sowed.
Got too many powerful people that were proven evil post their death.
Yeah, I truly don't believe in hell, so it's kind of like but whatever.
There's that British. He was a television host, I think a kids TV host. He was called like Britain's or England's Mr. Rogers, and then after his death, Seville, that was his name. After his death, it just came out. He was the most horrifically evil human being. And that man died a loved figure. And so if there isn't a hell, then he basically got to do all these things just punishment free.
And was seen as a beloved figure, like you said, up until his death.
He died thinking of himself as a beloved figure, as he was, because people didn't know that he was actually a monster. And I do feel like post-Trump's death, we're probably going to have a similar thing happen. Be it his daughter coming out and saying stuff, or basically them being willing to leak the documents that they're currently hiding. I think there's a possibility.
That's something that I keep, there's another shoe that's going to drop eventually, whether he's alive or dead. Somebody's going to leak something too big to ignore.
Yeah.
And, if not, maybe we're wrong and they're all just the best. And, it's us who are the real issue. We should have just got on board way long time ago. But I doubt that.
I know he's not the best just based off the actions he has done openly. So
yeah. No, you can't sense my sarcasm coming through the mic. I'm trying to talk calmly and softly. But no, yeah, it's wild to me, though. It hasn't dropped yet. It just feels like there's a I don't know.
I mean, in some ways it has, though, right? We've had people come out and say he did horrific things to them. It's just that, A, those people were threatened to shut the hell up, and B, money and power is crazy.
Right.
Genuinely, I think he probably has done stuff to his daughter that would make any normal person's skin crawl. But
he certainly said things that makes my skin crawl.
Right, he said things in public. Called her a piece of ass.
Yeah,
that's
on
super
TV.
Weird, bro.
Yeah, no, it's.
I believe he once even said if she wasn't his daughter, they'd probably be dating or something similar to that regard. He also commented on his infant daughter's breasts, which is the grossest statement I can possibly think of uttering.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't believe it was Ivanka in that case. I think it was Tiffany. But either way, it's still something he said. And you know what? I'm going to fact check the exact quote and put it in the description of the video because I don't want to,
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we don't want to just spread lies and rumors like certain kinds of podcasters do. Just by saying it, it's true. We do want to be wrong if we're wrong. That's a clear goal of somebody who wants the truth, is wrong if you're wrong.
Yeah, I could be wrong on this one. I'm gonna fact check it. Okay. When asked by the host what traits Tiffany inherited from her parents, Trump commented that she's got Marla's legs before adding, "We don't know whether or not she got this part yet, but time will tell," while gesturing towards his chest. So yes, he did comment on whether or not his infant child would have Ivana's breasts or not. Again, this is a kid still shitting in their diapers. And
that's pretty weird. It's pretty fucking weird.
Yeah. And talking about him saying the whole, I mean, he didn't say heaven points, but I said it, and now that's the words.
Well, yeah, heaven points. It's what it is.
I think he said that because he doesn't look good. He doesn't look good.
Oh no, it doesn't seem like he's he's an old man already, so it doesn't
Right.
seem like he's long for this world. He doesn't have like a particularly healthy routine.
I think all of us have had a grandpa or grandma that was at the end of their life, and you saw similar things. You saw the bruisings on their hands. You saw, the swelling on different parts of their body. Or most damningly, and you may not know this because this is just I saw today, at the 9/11 ceremony, half of his face is drooping, like heavily drooping.
Right.
Like,
I think I did see something about that.
So, they talked a whole lot about Biden's health, but can we be real for a second? Like, Jesus, Biden is still, out there riding bikes and, falling off of them, but still.
Yeah, he was trying.
Yeah.
No, and that's the thing is, like, if let's say he died tomorrow from old man disease, it would be a tragedy. This terrible. But when it was Biden, it was just like, get the fuck out of it. Get the fuck that old man. So there's this weird, because I don't like to, like, people will make fun of Donald Trump for diapers or walking slowly down a ramp or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't particularly like that. I don't like to. It's like making fun of somebody for just being old. It's like making fun of somebody for their race.
Yeah.
They just don't. You don't get to pick that shit. You're just old.
To you as well.
Right.
Well,
right. Exactly.
You hope you live long enough that it'll happen to you at least.
Yeah. Yeah. No. So it's just not something. There's so much I could talk about that's not that. Well, like his cognitive tests, those are funny whenever he's like, person man, guy, woman, man. Yeah. You still have it. See, you're as cognitively intact as Donald Trump, apparently. So good job.
And you say the whole, like, when Biden goes, they've been talking about wanting to see him go. We don't have to go for that because we already saw it with Jimmy Carter. It happened already. Yeah. So I won't, and I hate to say this, I will not claim it a tragedy when he goes.
Oh no!
I mean,
a lot of things I don't claim as tragedies. There's a lot of tragedy in the world right now that isn't being addressed by us. But it's just, fuck me. Like these are just old men dying. Like, exactly. It's whatever. Like whenever an old celebrity dies, it's like, oh well. Like cool. I liked that movie he was in. But also, he was 87, so it's
which is
just
7
normal.
Years more than the average man gets.
Right, like it's just a thing. The only celebrities I'll ever sympathize with or empathize with are like child celebrities because they were put into a world they probably shouldn't have been put in at a young age. So it doesn't matter how crazy. Like Charlie Sheen, he's been a kid. He was a kid actor. He was an actor his whole life. He never had a normal life, so I have empathy for him. I have empathy for Corey Feldman's and all the people who went through the shit.
Yeah, Drew Barrymore I think she was offered alcohol. The first time she was given alcohol, she was like 9. And the first time she was given Coke, she was like 12. Right. That's not an industry you should be putting your children in. I'm sorry, that's crazy.
Right. And then there's like legendary stories of Keanu Reeves just grabbing her hand and getting her on a motorcycle and just basically driving away from that with her when she's a little kid because he's just that guy who's like, what the fuck? Let's leave. Let's just go. You don't need this. But yeah, so it's one of those things where like it's just such a tragedy to see a young person live their whole life in this weird public space, but it's also so secretive and predatory.
And talk about the Jimmy Carter thing. It's not just Jimmy Carter, because I talked about the House representative that was murdered, but also Pelosi's husband being attacked with a hammer. They joked about that on the news. Yeah. That was a joke on Fox News. That's crazy.
Didn't Charlie Kirk say that man should be pardoned? I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I don't want to like besmirch the man's good name. But I believe he said that about that man who attacked Pelosi's husband with a hammer in his home.
Yeah, it's a tough fact check right now because if I type anything into about Charlie Kirk, I'm just going to get the story of him being murdered. But it's along the side of things that he has said before. Again, I'll put it in the description if we find out we're wrong here, but that does sound familiar, and I do believe you are correct on it.
Right, just goes in line with like the hateful, xenophobic, racist stuff that he peddled, sexist
and here's
stuff,
the thing,
all the things.
It's not the same. We talk about how these news channels are very similar in that they're creating their bubble, but in some ways they're not, because an MSNBC anchor was fired because
Right.
of his words on Charlie Kirk. He basically just said, listen, hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, lead to hateful actions.
Yeah.
The man did a Yoda, you know? Fear leads to anger.
No, and I mean, that's the reason why Yoda's so loved. He's got wisdom.
Yeah, and he was fired.
And that, yeah, I read that, and it was nothing divisive.
No,
That's the thing.
He called the attack hateful and deplorable. So why would he be fired for that? Did
Right.
Charlie Kirk have hateful thoughts? Did he turn those hateful thoughts into hateful words? Absolutely. Absolutely he did. He made a
Right.
career off of it. That was his job.
You could argue, I don't even know if the man actually believed anything he said. I honestly believe that at least a good number of these people are just doing exactly what their title is. They're influencing
Oh, yeah.
to make money. And that's it. It's their job to do this.
Yeah.
Whether they believe it or not, they can peddle it, and that's what matters.
It's a lucrative career.
It's
and
very
worked
lucrative.
for a lot of people. There's been even people who started out as, more centrist talking points, right? But they realized when they talk about the right-wing ones, they get a little bit more interaction, a little more rage. Rage is money in 2025.
Right.
And there's a lot of rage-filled young men who are the target of these people.
Oh, yeah. And I feel like I'm losing friends to that. Like, this weird, lonely manosphere that you fucking dive into because for whatever reasons, right? It just feels like I know people, like, dipping their toe in and then getting just completely dragged in.
Yeah.
Within weeks sometimes. And it's just like, wow, okay.
Loneliness can be a crazy disease, man.
Oh, no, I'm not, it's not a disparaging thing to them. It saddens me because it's predatory.
Right. It's when you're lonely, you're very easily influenced. And if somebody says your loneliness isn't your fault, it's this group or that group or all women or whatever it might be, it's easy to fall victim to that. And that is what it is. You're falling victim to somebody who probably doesn't even believe what they're saying, but wants to earn money off of you.
Right. Exactly. And it's just wild. But, I mean...
We talked a little bit about that last week. It literally, my target audience is that group of people. If you are being targeted by people who are saying things that cause any sort of hatred in you, then please listen to us when we say that empathy is good, and those people are not. That's all I can say on that.
Oh yeah, no, they're making money off of every like and subscribe, every view of their content is money in their pocket, and that's exactly agreed. I want to be the opposite of that. I want to make no money while also not doing that. No, I want to make money, but I don't want to make money from this. I just want to earn money the old-fashioned way.
Okay. Our last video got 16 views. I'm pretty pumped by that. I'm a viewer.
Yeah, no, I am too.
Anywhere near that.
I am too.
I'm sure that several of the views are us because I know I watched it and I know you watched it.
Speaking of money and well, not so much views, but money. Did you hear about Trump buying over $100 million in bonds?
I didn't.
Since he's been in office.
Jesus.
From companies that are impacted positively by his policies.
That's
again, going back to Jimmy Carter, they made him sell his peanut farm. His peanut farm, like now America's gonna be the peanut capital of the world, and old Jimmy Carter's gonna be raking it in.
It was like a long-time family-owned small farm. This wasn't Jif, for Christ's sakes.
Big peanut money. But yeah, so and nobody cares. Again, it's so strange. Oh well, that's good businessman right there. Like, oh, is he, or is he just a criminal? Because that's called insider trading.
Yeah, I was gonna say, good businessman, but not allowed for the president to do. So
yeah.
I don't care if after 2028, if he's still alive, do all the businessman things you want. But when you are in the seat of the presidency, that's when you're not allowed to do that anymore.
Right.
Our editor told me I should be quieter, and I'm not, and I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Tell your editor they don't know. They don't know the truth.
By the way,
Truth
editor's
is,
just my partner.
yeah, no, I know.
Well, I know you know. Actually, talking about the big money in freaking politics, did you see the video? I think I told you about it, but have you seen the video of Zuckerberg claiming that his company was going to be investing $600 billion over the next few years of Trump's presidency?
Right. No,
And-
I did not. I did not see it yet.
It's a great video, not because of that, but because of afterwards of him leaning over to President Trump on a hot mic, not realizing he's still being recorded, saying, "I didn't know what figure you wanted me to say," you know? So it's just like, what?
Right.
Why aren't we talking more about that? You can't
I
do
just
that.
tried to say the highest number that seemed reasonable to me.
That would make us
at the
look
time. Yeah.
good, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
They don't care anymore, though. It does. Again, it's there's this weird bubble around their followers in particular that is completely proof of proof. Right? It didn't happen there. It must be fake. I didn't see it on this channel or this website or on Newsmax or Truth Social. Then it must not be real.
right. Or, worst case scenario, it's proven beyond a shadow of a doubt. There's no denying it anymore. And then you just get the Democrats probably do it as well.
Right. Then, well, okay. Well, that's still
Let's
a problem.
Stop them too?
Yeah,
I don't know what you want from me on
let's
that
stop them all. I don't want anybody to be above the law. I don't want anybody to be some kind of super, just completely immune to any kind of punishment for their crimes.
And
Period.
unfortunately, legally now, there is one person. As long as they're acting within the job of the presidency, they can
Don't
just
even give me.
do whatever they want. The reason we're seeing what we're seeing in 2025 is because of that ruling from the Supreme Court.
Oh yeah, the Supreme Court is. I'm a legal. I'm fluent in bird law, so that's about as high as my legal knowledge goes. But I know this is just basically a kangaroo court at this time.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
They're just going against everything they said when they were having their interviews for the job from Congress. I can't remember the hearings. They're doubling back on everything they can to try and, because again, this is their last chance. This is the conservative push to get the fascist state that they've always wanted in their hands, and that they're almost there. It's within reach right now.
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, just what was it? Maybe not within the last week. I think it was 3 or 4 days ago. They ruled that you can totally just target people based off their race now.
Yeah.
Like that's totally chill. That's the least chill thing. Jesus Christ, what are we doing? That's people you and I and most people who are listening probably know people that you love who can now, or yourself, who can now be targeted just because of the color of your skin.
Yeah. No, it's
which won't be abused at all, I'm sure.
No, of course, because everything's trustworthy in the government at this point until it's run by somebody who doesn't have exactly these same views, and then it's bad. Then it's really bad. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I still always keep like a shred of like I believe in humanity when we see people. Like, it's one thing to see it on TV, like you're indifferent towards this suffering or that suffering, or you don't care about these people. But the more it happens to somebody directly and you can see it, the more it'll actually impact you. If it's not you that it's happening to, whatever it is.
Yeah. Just so we're clear, it will eventually be you. These types of tactics have been used in the past. They start with a certain group, they move to another group, they move to another group. It's Germany all over again, basically. You start with this group, we don't like them so much, but eventually you're targeting, gay people, you're targeting non-rich people even. I truly believe last bastion, but they will eventually go after you if you're poor, no matter what your race or gender or sexual orientation.
Yeah. Oh, what are the rich people? Are like all the billionaires are buying like secret bunkers.
Yeah, and not to mention farmland.
Farmland and bunkers.
There was a farmer who grows soybeans. Said his number one customer year after year has been China. He got 0 orders from them. Well, what do you think is going to happen to that farmland when that farmer goes under? It's not going to be dead. It's going to be picked up by billionaires.
No. Exactly, and I was just reading something about that. It's about how the ending of the U.S. aid completely just ending it, U.S. aid,
Yeah.
broke a bunch of deals for U.S. farmers who were selling essentially soybeans and other food products to U.S. aid so that could go towards overseas. And now they don't have anything. If there's no buyer, they have no one to sell to now.
Yeah.
And because these countries are finding different countries to buy their products instead, they can't do anything. They're just left with nothing. And like you said, the farmers lose their business. They lose their money for their mortgages.
Yeah.
Who buys it? Billionaires.
Yeah.
BlackRock Capital or fucking, investment firms. Again, that's wild that they can even own anything residential like that. It's so crazy to me.
In general, yeah, I don't think they should be allowing one business to own such a huge percentage of the buildings and then just put the rest of America into rental hell for the rest of their lives.
Right. And it'd be one thing if they were building neighborhoods from the ground up, but they're buying like current houses in neighborhoods that exist for 100 years sometimes.
Yeah, and that, again, when they buy those farms, one of two things will happen. They'll either pay the farmer to work on what used to be their farm for pennies on the dollar of what they used to earn, or they'll build houses there, and that'll just be, the farm is gone. Neither of those things is good.
Which is the backbone of American culture, I've heard. Farming. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. I think it's more like
it's
ingenuity.
Necessary, yes.
Oh, no, yeah. I mean, farmers have ingenuity too, so it's not like I'm leaving them out. It's just saying, like, we were the number one in like math and science and general engineering for decades.
So far from that now.
And yeah, we're like, okay. And it's not even a bad thing because other countries have developed to a point where they can do things well too. That's a good thing. But we're just like, now we're like on the opposite end. We're like, well, doctors don't know what they're talking about. I'm going to trust RFK. He's the guy.
The guy that's trying to link Tylenol to autism. That's the guy. That's the guy we're listening to. He's the same guy who had to put a bear carcass in his car. That's weirdo behavior.
He was going to eat it. He didn't want it to go to waste. You see a good bear carcass, you don't want to leave it,
And trying to tie autism to Tylenol. It's like, that's just crazy. It's just Tylenol. Everyone's
trying to tie gun violence to video games.
Oh, that's a tried and true on Republicans. Yeah. They've been doing that my whole life. I played all the GTA games.
I hope they keep
the
doing it.
Ones. How have I not committed any gun violence?
I hope they keep doing it because they'll lose the gamers. That's a huge vote. You don't realize it, but the gamers are big. That's a big.
It's like 50% of people play video games now.
Yeah, it's absurd. The bigger industry than the movies.
Shoot, the game I'm playing right now, so many people, it was like 600,000 concurrent players on one platform. That's just on Steam.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I gotta imagine, you had an Xbox, which has it on Game Pass, so probably more people were playing it on Xbox. And then Nintendo and PlayStation, that's millions of people playing a game. And that's just one game. There's thousands of them.
Yeah.
I'm underselling it with thousands. That's how many games there are.
Oh, and no, yeah.
There is a type of game for every person. So you want to target gamers, you go for it, but it's a pretty passionate group of people. Sometimes in the wrong way, but still.
They'll lose that vote. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I love the video of RFK Jr. saying he never said all vaccines were dangerous. And the lady's just like, play the clip. It's like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, there was like a senator or a congressman who he didn't ask him any questions. He just talked shit to him the whole time. Like, he just berated him and all his nonsense, non-science, non-doctor stuff. It was very professionally done in a like a gotcha kind of way, but it was great. It was hilarious. And RFK's just, can I answer? No, you can't. It's wild.
I saw somebody on the internet say Trump doesn't have a cabinet, he has a junk drawer. I just love that quote, and I just had to say it here for other people to hear it.
Sure, it's a good quote.
Yeah,
he has a junk drawer.
Actually, talking about the farmers and them losing their jobs, right? Manufacturing, which is pretty important, and one of the things Trump himself has said he was going to be, bolstering. 78,000 so far. That's how many manufacturing jobs have been lost in this year.
Yeah.
8 months it took to lose almost 80,000. Probably is 80,000 now because this is.
Well, you're looking at it wrong. He's bolstering it for other countries.
I mean, not wrong, but not what he promised.
Right? No, you're correct, and it's so crazy. Again, it doesn't matter what he does. Like, oh, the job numbers are bad. Fired. Get out of here. Get a guy in here who'll say they're good. These are good job numbers. Damn it! Like, it's so wild. As everything now is strictly to distract from the Epstein files.
Yep.
Right? It all in
every episode, just so
it all circles back around to the Epstein files. And I figured out when I stop talking about it's. I'm not gonna burn the duster. Stop.
Got it.
I figured it out. I was like, oh, that's what it is. It's the duster.
It's the episode where
I want it. We should have that as a clip. I'm gonna release the Epstein files. Just have that clip with Dennis saying, and just add it in.
Just impose Trump's face over it.
Yeah, sure. Any of that. That's just add in Epstein files. Oh my God! Yeah, no, it's wild though. Again, the handling of that. He went literally from we got to get those released. We got to get them released. Got to get them released to like, oh well, yeah, I'd release them. Well, maybe not. There's a lot of good people in there. There's a lot of good people in there. To what? It's all fake. It's just a fake. A whole fake fucking
Obama traveled through time to work with Biden's cabinet.
That's right. He did all those things just to get me. And then it's like, oh, but it's also still fake. But it was also released already, redacted. But we did release them already. But those were fake. But we released them anyway because it's just every little step they take is like one step forward, two steps back.
Well, it's because they're incompetent. Like that's just
right.
The truth of the matter is there are some competent people pulling the strings, but a lot of the people in Trump's cabinet are just dumb. Just dumb. Whether that be because they're old and sundowning or they were always dumb, I can't say for sure. But a mixture of ignorance and ego leads to damn near every day some stupid shit being done, being said.
Yeah.
Which, keep doing the stupid shit. More and more people are seeing it. Every special election that's happened since the 2024 elections, Democrats have performed better than expected, usually by 20% or more. A special election that happened just now, 75% of the vote in Virginia went to that Democrat, which they were expected to win already. But 75% is damn near never expected outside of a very few ultra-liberal districts or ultra-conservative districts like in Oklahoma. So you keep saying the stupid stuff, you keep doing the stupid things, you keep lying to your constituents and to your voters and to the people who have believed in you for the past 8 years for whatever reason. Keep doing it, because people are starting to realize it.
Oh,
finally.
Yeah.
Even Marjorie Taylor Greene, like we talked about last week.
Yeah.
Well, last episode. Turns out one episode a week is very difficult.
Oh, yeah. No, at least to start, we gotta like get some momentum first.
Yeah.
But I think we're doing all right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was James Walkinshaw,
who did
will
what?
fill the seat of
the
death of his former boss. Yeah, Gerald Connolly. Oh, okay, I'm still here. My computer screen.
Yeah, I think there's been like 2 or 3 special elections, and the Democrats are crushing it. And here's the thing. There might be a lot of dumb people in that cabinet, but they know that that's happening. Like you said, they know this is like the last chance because people are angry. I mean, just what happened with Charlie Kirk just now. People are pissed.
Oh yeah. Well, and again, I don't want to dip my toe into the realm of conspiracy theories, but I wouldn't put it past somebody doing something drastic to distract from this whole Epstein debacle.
I had that same thought. Yeah, I try not to get too conspiracy theorist.
I'm not going to even say the conspiracy around it, but it's like obvious moves in a Game of Thrones kind of way. You stole my bit of honey. The whole election thing was my bit of honey.
Oh shit! I stole it.
It's all right. There's the bit of honey. There.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We could probably end it here, but I do have my own bit of honey.
Okay, let's hear it.
Honey and Vinegar Podcast. 99% of what we do is vinegar. but we end it with a bit of honey. I stole Vic's today, but I got my own. It was announced that New Mexico would be offering universal free childcare to all families. First state to do it. If you have a child in New Mexico, free childcare now, which is something that should be everywhere, but I'm glad to see it somewhere.
Yeah, no, I'm familiar with New Mexico, so I know about that, and it is great. Definitely look into it because I don't think it's going to be available right away, but it's a game changer for people, for families that need more income and just can't afford to lose that caretaker.
Yeah, it starts November 1st, but it will roll out through that.
And just the jobs it's going to create, and literally jobs create wealth. Jobs create a stimulus into economies.
Yeah.
So you might think, well, where's this money? Yeah, it's taxpayer money. Of course it is. It's always that. That's always what it is. That's how societies do things. Every society that ever existed taxed somebody.
Right. Our country taxed the wealthiest among us very heavily until right around the time we were born. Hooray.
Yeah, Ronald Reagan. It was great.
Yeah.
It was just the best. He was so great.
We ended with a bit of vinegar there after the bit of honey.
Okay. Well, the bit of honey, we do love the child care in New Mexico. I agree with that 100%. And the fact that Democrats are taking back little by little with special elections. Hopefully we get some sort of, I hate the term blue wave, but let's call
it improves.
An intelligence wave.
I was about to say we can only go up from here. We could definitely go down, but I hope we only go up from here. However that goes. Even if it just means getting rid of the MAGA Republicans and regular Republicans coming back, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that too. If you would have asked me 10 years ago if I would have been okay with that, I probably wouldn't have been. But now it's like, oh, what? That'd be great. Let's just go there. Let's just do that. All right, anyway.
Not asking for a lot. All right, episode 2 in the books. I think it was a little bit smoother. We did a little bit less format this time and just kind of had a conversation. I think it went well. And also,
I think it was good.
I didn't have a stomachache this time, so
good.
I got a little more comfortable with it.
Yeah, I like it. Well, that's a bit of honey right there.
Yep.
All right.
So, hope you enjoyed listening. If you are listening, have a good one.
All right.